This is the Iron Trader. It is Tuesday morning, so as usual, we are going to review crude oil here and natural gas. This video is for information purposes only, not a recommendation to buy, sell any stock, commodity, ETF. Please like and subscribe. Thanks for watching. All right, here we have crude daily, weekly chart. Now, before we get started, a couple things on the old docket here. Number one is the OPEC meeting is going to be February 1st. Okay, now they're cutting 2.2 million barrels per day. It looks like they're going to stay right to that strategy. And it looks like everybody is complying with that. So that should be keep oil prices at a good floor going forward. Okay. Also, their API number will be out today at 4:30. Now, we've been having some pretty good draws on the crude and then builds on on gasoline, I should say. So we got to see how that's all going to shake out. Now, here in the U.S., the White House just came out with a notice that they said that oil demand and supply are well balanced. But again, what they're trying to do is keep the price down. So we got to see how that's all going to shake out. So you always want to get the key information here just before we get started. All right, here we have the old daily chart. Bigger up a little bit. Now, we can see what we had here. You had a really nice run up, and we went basically into that 100 SMA, and then realistically just smashed right head on into that 21 SMA, sitting at 79.19. But when we just take this chart out a little bit here, this also, the top of the candle was 70.29. So you always want to look to the left of the chart here. Bring that price channel right across, and what do you see? See the top of this candle? See the top of that candle? Okay. See, that was your very, very key resistance, especially when it crossed above the 200-day, but you went into this previous highs. That tells you that, that's got to be your selling point here on the old crude ski. Then we'll see how, it can get back. Now, again, if it jumped up above that 21-day and closed above the 100-day, well, then we're going to go, you're going to obviously go higher. But when you get situations like this and you see that double top like that, that's where you want to sell into the situation. Same thing is here. Okay, so when you first see the 200-day, the candle went right up into it. Okay, that's your selling point. Then you can always buy it back as long as it holds at least half that candle. Then you can buy it back for a run, and then we go to the next level. So basically, what you're doing, you're just trading support, and selling resistance. And basically what you're doing. So what we have here today is yesterday we had a big red candle, and we came on, and today it looks like we have a lower low. Now the key for today is what you want to do is look basically to the left of the chart. So you want to look at the bottom of this candle. So you're looking at 76.06. That's going to be very crucial. And what do you have here? You have 75.84. So that's pretty much lining up here. This is going to be key. Now, crucial level is going to be this 75.83, that 8 SMA. You really need to hold that here on a closing basis. That is going to be key on a closing basis. If not, what we can do is we can follow these candles all the way down here. So we can look to the bottom of this candle here. You have 75.16 going on here. What do we have here? You got 74.63. And then we can just work yourself all the way on down until you basically hit this 50-day, because that is going to be your big target, 73.63, and your 21-day 73.65. So these are pretty much pinned together. Your 21-day is just a little bit above it here, but that is going to be a big target if that 8 SMA is lost. But we can follow the candles down where you have that 75.16, and then you have your 74.63 before you hit those key levels here, because a lot of times it'll stop there. But that 8 SMA is going to be very, very crucial. Now, again, another crucial level here is always this 8 SMA. Now, you can see how nicely it's curling right on up here. But when you hit that wall, like you hit the 21-day here, now as this curls up here, this really needs to hold. So you really want to watch that 73.96 here. So basically you got that 73.96, you got this 73.64. This is all going to be very, very crucial support here. Okay, so now on the upside, well, what you have to do, if it can say, okay, it can hold this and it can rally up, well, what we want to do here, then you want to look to obviously yesterday's low. That's at 76.41. And then we'll come over here to this 50-day, 77.43, and then you have 77.60 here on your 200 SMA. Very, very crucial. These are going to be very, very key levels here of resistance going up forward. And then again, if you can get above that key 77.60, then we come to the top of this candle here. You're looking at 78.26, and then we have your big retest up there at that 79.29. But right now, you got that big ass red candle with a lower low. We got to see how this all shakes out here. Can we put a candle in like we have here? You know, where you have a bottoming tail and it bounces off that 8-day and rallies up here, back up to the 200-day. Well, we got to see how this is all going to shake out. Now, our RSI here, you're still good. You just kind of make a little bit top here, but that's really no big deal. And then we have you're bullish here on your MACD. Your green is above your red. Now, what I do like is this right here. See how your green is just about to cross the red, and it hasn't yet, but you're getting very, very close. So we got to keep that all very, very in mind. So realistically here on the upside, just watch these very, very key levels here. Your 50 SMA, 77.43, 77.60, very, very crucial. And then we follow the top of the candle, 78.26. Yesterday's high, 79.29. And then if you can get above that, you're going to come right in here is this 79.19, which is rolling over that. And then we have your 100-day sitting at 79.57. So that's all going to be very, very close and tough resistance. Big if, you can get above that 50 and that 200-day. On that downside, just watch this 8 SMA. This is very, very crucial, 75.83. If that is lost, then we look to this 8 SMA, 73.96, and then 73.65 area here for your 50 and your 21 SMA. Very, very crucial. So we got to see how this all going to shake out here today. So you can see where the White House here in the U.S. is getting a little concerned here now with the price. So they're coming out here with different kind of situations that everything's all supplied and everything like that. Well, let the charts tell you what to do, not some guy, cracking wise here on the old news. Okay, so and remember, their API report will be out today at 4:30. All right, let's take a look here what's going on with natural gas. All right, here's natural gas. Here we have a tick chart. So this thing moves pretty good. Now you can see where you had a low here of that basically 2.046. But what I did like about this is you have a series then of higher lows. See how that is? And then she rallied up. And then you basically had a channel. Now the channel is very, very tight. Okay, so when we look at these price channel here, what do you have is you got basically your 2.07 on the bottom and 2.8 on the top. So you don't have really much room here. So remember these tick charts, they move really, really quick here. But when we had that contract roll, that price just came off. So it kind of threw out the other charts here. So what you always have to do is just look for the charts that can fit. Okay, so you can actually trade. So this is basically just going on the race where you look at the high there, you have basically 2.08. And then we have a low here of 2.07. So you just basically have a very, very small range here. Okay, so yesterday I scalped the cold, KOLD, and that worked out really good. I was trying to scalp the UNG, but there just wasn't anything there, a setup for me that says, hey, this is worth it. You don't want to just trade just to trade. Okay, it's got to be a setup where you say, hey, I can make some money. So a lot of times maybe you want to do is put a tick chart here up on your board, and then you can get maybe a little bit different kind of a view. So let's take a look at an hourly here and a 4-hour chart. Okay, here we have an hourly chart. Now you can see here, it just really isn't a whole lot of anything here. There was that big gap down on that contract roll. And then here we come right down to your 204 here. So realistically, you really need to hold that 204 level here. Now you look at the top of that price channel, see you got 2.01 here. But realistically, what this needs to do is you need to get above. This is that gap right here. This is that 2.166. So if you can get above that, then you got a good shot here at this 50 SMA here, sitting at 2.22, and then we could come up here to your 2.43. But realistically, see your fill is all the way up here at that 2.71 here. So this has a lot of work to do. So over the next couple of days here, this will shake out here very, very nicely. and then we can start getting right back into that trading action. So even when we look here on your 4-hour chart here, where you can obviously see where you had that just beautiful double top, came right on down here, scalped it, and then a beautiful double bottom, and then right up. Now, again, when this went up to the top there at that 2.83, then you put in a lower high here, and then that was that contract roll where she came right on off here. So there isn't really much to look at here. So maybe you just want to put on a tick chart there and a smaller charts to give you a little bit bigger idea. So let's take a look here on a daily and a weekly. All right, here we have your daily chart. So you can see here where you had that gap down, and now you're trying to basically hold it here. So the key level on the support level is going to be that 2.04. Now again, here on your weekly chart here, if that is lost, then what we do is we just follow these candles right on down. So there's basically your 2.03 here, and then we have a 1.99. And then the big retest here is going to be that 1.94 area. But right now, when you look at the weather patterns, I know where I am, it's very warm, very seasonality, but that's that El Nino going on here this time of the year here. So usually when you have that El Nino going on here, what you really do is you get a very, very hot summer. Okay, so just always remember, people always think, oh, they use the most natural gas in winter. I got to heat the houses. Well, not really. You use it mostly basically in the summer, because if you have a really hot summer, okay, you got to run these power plants, and nobody wants to use coal, and nuclear is like, not in my backyard, and wind and solar are always going to give you just so much. So basically you have natural gas. So, to run your air conditioners and everything like in your homes and your businesses. So really natural gas has a really big effect here. So don't get, compliance to say, oh, it's way down here, but natural gas will have its day again. It always does. You just have to be very, very little patient with it. So bottom line, what we're doing is we look at yesterday's candle. So you're looking at 2.16 here on the top, and you're looking at 2.047 on the bottom. If that is lost here, again, you're going to come down here and retest these levels here at that 2.03, 1.99, and then your big retest here at 1.94. If we can get above this key level here at 2.16, then what we want to do is we want to follow this chart here to the bottom. So you want to go basically we can come over here all the way to the left here, 2.23 here. You have 2.27, 2.29, and then we can come up to this candle, which is 2.31, and then we have 2.32, and then we can come to the bottom of here, which is basically 2.42, and then your 8 SMA at 2.44. But you can see your 8 SMA here is just rolling right on over here. Your 21 day is over, your 50 day is over here. So realistically, right now, this is just not a really good time here. This is scalping only. I'm going to see if there's any scalp right now. Crude, I'm on the short side of crude here a little bit. So we'll have to see how this is going to shake out and see how that 8 SMA holds on the old crude. But there's a lot of really, really good trades today. Now, remember also today is Microsoft has their earnings and Google has their earnings. And an easy way to play all that is with the TQQQ, which is a sweet basket of all those, the Mag 7 and all the technology stock there. So it's going to be really a wet and wild day because they report here after the close. Now, I'll have more for you on crude oil here and natural gas after the pick close here at 2:30. And thanks for watching.